Hello, everybody. My name's Ian, Starship Adventures, and we are live tonight for the Cape Coral Gabfest, which starts in about 2 minutes. It starts at 2000 hours, or 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it takes place in Cape Coral and Fort Myers, surrounding areas. Many of us have antennas up quite a way and putting out a little bit of wattage so we can all talk to each other, and it's quite a bit of fun. I actually prefer the Simplex net over the repeater net because I think repeater nets are easy. I mean, they're just too easy. And so tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the Simplex net and putting it out over the internet so that you can enjoy listening to it and see if maybe joining amateur radio is something that you might decide that you want to do in the future, because amateur radio is a lot of fun. If you're into science, if you're into all kinds of different stuff like that, then you might find amateur radio to be something that's right up your alley. Huh?
I have a question.
What?
About the ham radio stuff.
What?
Where's the GRMS?
GMRS?
Yeah.
That's not ham radio. Anyway, so basically we're going to be staying with this for the next probably 45 minutes or so. And I'm not sure who the net controller is tonight. We've been switching it up. I did it last week. You can go back and listen to previous nets. I carry different nets because I want to put what we're doing here in amateur radio out in front of more people. Get some of the youth and some of the middle-aged folks, the working folks, interested. You're probably going to hear a lot of talk tonight about a ham radio event that took place this week that was only for people that don't work for a living and don't go to school. And unfortunately, I couldn't participate once again this year because I was at work. So really wish that we could get this resolved. Anyway, any moment now, they're going to be coming on, and I will mute this mic. Here we go.
This is the Cape Coral Gabfest, K4REB net control. We want to go through 2 rounds. It's a control net, so we please do direct all communications through net control. This is K4REB. We're going to now accept check-ins for the Cape Coral Gabfest. Please call now.
KO4 EFS, Ian in North Fort Myers.
Okay, I heard KO4 EFS. Ian, I got you in. Somebody else was in there too. Try again.
W8KZT, Rick.
Here is Alpha 4, Juliet Sierra, John.
Kilo India 4, Golf Echo Delta, KI4, GED.
REB net control.
I think Charles is getting in on you there.
Yeah, if he's there, I'm not hearing him. I'll go ahead and check him in. What was his call again?
Rick, this is KI4 GED.
Okay, Charles, I should have known that. Okay, I got you checked in. Any others like to check in? Please call now. Yes, I did. I'll go ahead and acknowledge everybody in case I didn't. Okay, KO4EFS, Ian, W6WWW, Tim, W8KZT, Rick, AA4JS, John, and KI4GED. Are there any others like to check in? Okay, Hearing none, we'll try again in a few minutes. Don't have any subjects in mind tonight. Been working over at Buckingham this week, working the situation over there. The bands were awful, just absolutely awful. We might as well hook our stuff to a dummy load almost. Anyway, with that, I'll pass it on to Ian, KO4 EFS. Go ahead.
KO4 EFS in North Fort Myers. Yeah, the electromagnetic field's been crap. It's been all disturbed and a mess. And so, yeah, the HF propagation has been hit and miss. I will tell you that VHF propagation using tropospheric ducting is in season right now. I made a 330-mile contact to Jefferson County, which is up in the panhandle of the state, and he was almost full quieting. It was amazing. It was a huge opening. And so I was doing a lot of VHF 2 meter right now, having a good time with it. I checked in with you with the club out there, FMARC, doing their event. For the record, I would love to have been there, but I was at work, and it excludes us that work, unfortunately. Other than that, enjoying it and doing it. There you go. Right now, the K index is down, and so I hate to say this, but for those of you who were trying to make some contacts out there and couldn't get them, it looks like it's quieting down now and will improve over the next day or so. KO4 EFS to the second round.
Okay. That figures, doesn't it? Okay, Tim, W6WWW, what you got new for the net?
That station is either too far away or his antenna's too low. So we're unable to hear him. So I'm just letting you guys know why there's some dead air here. Each week you try to, get your antenna up higher or change your coax or get you a stronger radio. And that's what these guys are doing. So every now and then, because I'm only up at 40 feet, and some of these guys are out 30, 40 miles away. So I may not hear everybody here at the studio. We are going up 10 or 20 more feet on this tower, and that's going to help substantially. Here at the shack, which we also call the Starship Studios, we're running a Comet GP9, and it is up at 40 feet at the tip. And we've got some great feed line, and I'm feeding it with an ICOM V8000 at 25 watts. So I'm just killing time here because we're waiting for net control to take back over again. There's a station talking right now. Unfortunately, I can't pick them up. So there you go. And we have rain coming down here in North Fort Myers right now. It is raining like crazy. So there you go. We got the rain moving through. Not everybody's going to get it, but it's coming down.
I plan on making it to the swap shop this weekend. That should be a lot of fun. Okay, next on my list is Rick, W8KZT. Go ahead.
Well, good evening to everybody. Glad everybody's able to pitch in here for the Cape Coral Gabfest. Keep this ball rolling. I haven't had a whole lot to do. I was over at the swap shop today with Bill and Carmine and cleaning up a lot more stuff. And y'all are going to see a pleasant surprise when you get in there. It's going to look a whole lot better, and it will continue to get better. So we're going to try to make it the best. So, yeah, if anybody comes in and take a look around, you'll be pleasantly surprised. And this week, well, let's see. Probably, I had a lot of contacts. I had a guy in Central Japan, and of all bands, 10 meters. And let's see, I had a guy in New Hampshire, British Columbia, Canada, and Utah, Portugal, Ridgemont, Ohio, and then a POTA. Let's see, the guy in northeast Utah was a POTA. and also POTA in Ohio on US 1947. That was on the 19th. So, yeah, I had a few good contacts this week, and hasn't been too bad. I was going to ask Ian also, has he had the opportunity to do the Bofang test yet? Maybe that'll be a good subject to hit on second round. Hopefully you've had an opportunity. I know you're really busy, but hopefully you'll be able to do that. So good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's been safe. I had my back shots again today. My back feels better, but my legs don't feel too hot. But hopefully this will improve in the next day or two. So back to net control, Rick. RAB is W8KZT. Back to you.
Okay, Rick. This is Rick. Back again. Okay. Yeah, the 10-meter band was the most active over at our place too this week. So we could have put up a 10-meter antenna and probably done it all. Okay, John, A4JS, your turn.
Well, good evening, everybody. I got to make it out there and visit for a while Tuesday and yesterday afternoon. Didn't operate. It was just good to hang out and talk with Brian and talk with all you guys and spend some time out there. Good to see Gavin out there yesterday. And so it's just good to get out and do that. Feeling good enough to go out to things like that and get out and move around a little more than I was when I first came out of the hospital, and that makes me feel a lot better. Still got a lot of stuff to find out and a lot of stuff to go, but I feel like I'm feeling better and doing a little more. That said, I had my daily thing they do to me this morning and 2 other doctor meetings today. So it's been a pretty busy day today, and but it was nice to go out Tuesday and Wednesday and hang out with Brian and those guys and listen to them, even though I didn't set up and play. That's enough for me for this town. So talk to you more the next town. Back to you, A4JS.
Okay, John, it was good seeing you out there this week, too, so that was a good thing. Yeah, we had a pretty good time. I mean, I think the big thing I accomplished, I think, was finding out more about my IC7100 radio than anything else. I got it to where I rubbed 2 brain cells together and carried an SD chip in with me today and put it in there and set it up and got it to where it will call CQ and all that fun stuff. So, learned a couple of things. Okay, Charles, over to you, KI4GED. Your turn.
Oh, good evening, everyone on the net, and thank you, Rick, for doing the net tonight. Appreciate that. And I think next week's W8KZT is going to do the Cape Coral Gabfest. And the swap shop is this coming Saturday, March 22nd. I won't be there this week. I'm going to skip this week. I think the following weekend I'm probably going to be in Bradenton, the Marcy Fest. It's a ham fest in Bradenton. It's not a big one, but it's a nice small ham fest under the trees and shade and all. And John, good to hear you're feeling better, for sure. Just keep it up, keep up the recuperating there for sure on that. I don't have any HF report or anything like that, so I'll send it back to you, Rick. K4RAB, this is KI4GED.
Okay, I wasn't able to get any of that, Charles. You might want to remove your antenna a little bit, I don't know, but I was not able to get anybody. Did he finish that? Anyone else want to relay?
Charles said he was going to head up to Bradenton to Ham Fest up there next week. And also he wouldn't be at the swap shop this weekend. Back to you.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you, and that completes the first round. So, are there anyone else like to check into the Cape Coral Gabfest tonight? Please call now. This is K4REB Net Control.
Okay, this is Whiskey Golf 4 Kilo, Dave in Lehigh Acres. I don't normally
check into the Gabfest, but mainly because I don't hear many of the signals. But Rick and
Okay, got November 6th, Juliet Delta Hotel. Anything other than that?
they came in. Thank you, Rick, WG4K.
Is that correct, so I can put it in my calendar?
There was another gentleman trying to join in as well.
Yeah, Ian, I'm net control next week. It's Rick, W8KZT.
Okay, let's let the other person come in there, and then I'll comment.
Okay, other check-in, please call now.
A recheck, KI4, GED.
Any relays?
Recheck from Charles. Go ahead, Charles.
Okay, Rick, Dave checked in, WG4K. Dave's in Lehigh Acres and checked in. I got him pretty good, and I did turn the antenna more towards Rick, RAB, K4 RAB. So hope, Rick, you're hearing me now, but that was Dave in Lehigh Acres, and I believe I missed, sounds like it was John and Matt Lachey. So that's it. Back to net control, K4 RAB. This is KI4 GED.
Someone want to relay that? It's K4RAB.
This is AA4JS. I could hear him pretty well. So, oh gosh. I'm having one of those motions. Our Lehigh guy, go ahead and I'll make some notes and pass on what you have.
Okay, John, well, you're coming in just fine. And, of course, Charles and Rick are coming in fine. I don't know why he can't hear me, but that's probably why I didn't check into Gabfest much any other time. But, yeah, I was just telling Rick that I don't normally check into Gabfest, but I had it dialed up and started hearing signals, but I can't hear the Cape Coral signals, the western signals, because they're just too weak. And I'm at 30 feet with a X50 antenna and about 50 watts out of 91 IC 9100. Back to you, John. AA4JS, WG4K.
Any relays for that? I got none of that.
Yes, that was WG4K out in east of here. Charles, or not Charles. Anyway, he's out there. He's about 30 feet high, using a handheld or an outside antenna, and so he can't hear anybody like any of the people. Said he heard you well, and of course can. Charles down the street from me can hit him, but none of the folks over in the Cape Coral area, and so. But it was good to check him in. I had a pretty good signal from him, so that's it. I'll pass it back to you.
Okay, were there any other check-ins, by the way?
Net control. Net control. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Sierra Charlie Yankee, George and Cape Coral.
Kilo 2, Alpha Whiskey Sierra, Al, Cape Coral.
Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to KQ4FCY. George, your turn.
Well, actually, I just caught the tail end of this net. So let me listen for a little bit and see what's happening here, if you don't mind. So let someone else go ahead of me. This is KQ4SCY.
Okay, actually you came in the middle of it. That's okay. Okay, K2AWS Al, go ahead.
K4RAB in a group, K2AWS. Good evening, everyone. I always forget that this net's on. I make the digital nets, and then I get sidetracked with stuff and never turn the radio on. John JDH reminded me that the net was on, so I ran in and turned on the radio. Not a whole lot to say. Dealing with, recovering from nearly pneumonia, but on the mend from that, and dealing with a guy I sold a radio, working 100%, packed it up nice, and now the guy's telling me, oh, this radio don't work, and so I'm wrestling with this all sales final issue. Sigh. Back to net control, K4RAB and the group, K2AWS.
Okay, Al, thank you for checking in. Any others like to check in? This is Kilo 4 Romeo Alpha Bravo, net control. Okay, anybody hear anything I didn't? Okay, well, hearing nothing at the moment, we'll continue on with round 2. KO4 EFS, round 2, your turn.
KO4 EFS, good evening again, everybody. And yeah, if you're having a hard time hearing other stations, you can listen to the net on my YouTube channel, Starship Adventures. Just go to YouTube, type in Starship Adventures, and you'll see a live feed going out right now of the Cape Coral Gabfest, and it has all the information on there, including radar, which we do have rain moving through Bayshore now and heading out towards Alva, and we've got the flight tracker on there, the VHF propagation map, and a bunch of other stuff, solar information. And so it's a pretty cool place to go, and you can kind of watch stuff happening while the net plays out over the audio, and you can, a lot of times my station might be able to pick them up where you weren't able to, and you can hear what's going on the net, so it works out good that way. I'm trying to do these. I'm doing this one and the Sanibel Loggerhead net. I'm trying to do both of those for sure every week, and I've got 4 or 5 others I'm trying to hit and miss, so I hope it helps people out there that are having a hard time hearing. You just go to YouTube and type Starship Adventures, and you'll see it going out live right now. I also put out a lot of live stuff and programming and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, other than that, I guess that's about it. Yeah, the K-index is down to 1, so even though the solar flux isn't too high, the geomagnetic field is very quiet right now, and it shows most of the bands open, so it's a shame it wasn't like that earlier. And I'll be watching that VHF propagation map, vhf.dxview.org. I watch that 24/7 now. I have it up on a screen here in the shack, and anytime the state turns red, I flip over to 2-meter call and start giving it out. Man, I've been getting some good contacts. All right, I'll leave it there. It's been good hearing everybody. Thanks for taking the net, Rick. Have a good night, everybody. John, I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy. KO4 EFS.
Okay, thank you, Ian. And next up is Tim, W6WWW. Your turn.
All right, everybody, we've got this one station.
Okay, great, appreciate it.
Oh, that's it. I'll go off.
Okay, next is Rick at W8KZT. Your turn.
Well, thanks, Rick. Couple things I want to say. John, just want to say I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Glad you're getting out and doing well and getting around. That's a good road to recovery. So, and Al, we sure hope you do better, and hopefully we'll see you Saturday. and also John and the rest of the group here. So I'll be looking forward to seeing everybody at the swap shop. And didn't hear anything from Ian about the Bofang yet, so I guess maybe that's not working yet, or he hasn't had a chance to try it out. So I think that's it for me right now, and we'll turn it back over to you, Rick, and thanks for taking the net. W8 KZT.
Okay, Rick, hopefully see you over at the swap shop this coming Saturday. Okay, John, great to see you this week at the Buckingham event, and so it's your turn, AA4JS. This is K4REB Net Control.
Okay, well, I was glad to get out there, and of course, Brian and I have been friends for many, several years, and been involved in several different things, and so even though I didn't, it was just nice to spend some time and hang out with him and talk about different things that we're both interested in, and so it was really nice to talk to him, and to me that was a lot more fun than getting on. We had 3 and sometimes 4 guys out there trying to do it, so it was being well done, so that was nice. It was good to see all you guys out there. Planning on being out time, and so I figure I might as well take it up there and see if somebody else can get some fun out of it. So I may bring some stuff Saturday and see if anybody's interested, and so hope to see y'all there. That's enough for me, so back to you.
Okay, thanks, John. Thanks, John, for checking in. We look forward to seeing you Saturday. Okay, Charles, KI4GED, you're next. Your turn.
Okay, thank you, Rick. I don't know, maybe I'm doing better now. Hopefully you hear me better, but I'm running about 50 watts on a beam headed kind of towards you, I hope. And it's good hearing Dave, WG4K and Lehigh Acres. It's been a while. I think I saw you at the Fort Myers Hamfest. That's good for sure. And like I said a while ago, I won't be at this coming Saturday. I will not be at the swap shop. And the following Saturday, the 29th, is the last Saturday of the month, is the Marcy Fest in Bradenton. So just wanted to let people know that. And George and Al, I'm hearing you good now, being got the right antenna going here, so you're sounding good out there in Cape Coral, both of you. So that's it. Thanks for taking the net tonight, Rick, and we look forward to hearing W8KZT, Rick, next week on the Cape Coral Gabfest. So that's it. Have a safe week. 7-3 to all. This is K4REB. This is KI4GED. Back to net control.
Okay, anybody want to relay that? I didn't get much of that. It's K4REB.
Okay, well, he said he was good to see us all, and said he will not be at the Saturday thing. He's going to be out of town, and also mentioned that the following Saturday up north is a good one to go to, and he was planning to go to it. I think that covered most of it, so back to you.
Okay, John, thanks for that. Okay, next I've got N6JDH. Your turn.
Okay, I don't think we're getting this station. So thanks for joining, everybody. I'm going to keep this going till the end of the net. Sometimes there's discussion after the net. I'll leave it up for that as well. Navarre's police videos, thanks for coming in tonight. Yeah, if you're interested in anything to do with ham radio, get with me. I love to help people get started in amateur radio. So, and while this silence, there's a little bit of silence here because it's a station I can't reach. I'm at 40 feet here with a Comet GP9 antenna, and there's still a few stations that are more than 20 miles away.
Anybody have a relay there? I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, he's not hearing him either, so.
This is K4REB.
He's K2AWS. He's close to me, and he didn't answer.
Okay, so I don't think he's answered.
Anything. Okay. All right. Next is WG4K. I don't know if we'll be able to hear him, but somebody may have to relay. WG4K, your turn.
Okay, very good. Yeah, well, either Charles or John can relay for me. Very good, Rick. Well, you're coming in here good. Just a little frying on your signal, but I don't know. Like I said, my antenna's up about 30 feet, and I'm running about 50 watts. The signals from the guys out east here, Charles and John and you. I'm getting the signals on this side of the river, but I'm not hearing the guys on the other side of the river very well at all. I did have one signal who identified from Cape Coral, and he came in really loud, so he must be running a little power or a headed east. But anyway, that's my comments for tonight, and I'll give my 7.3s now, and we'll go watch a little television. So thanks for running the net here, Rick, and I'll pause now, or I'll sign now and let.
Any relay, K4RAB.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Yeah, Dave in Lehigh Acres, he's here at one station in Cape Coral, and he's running like 50 watts on about 30 feet up with the X50 vertical diamond antenna. And I'm getting them like 60 over on my vertical, 50 over on vertical, and I'm getting them on the back side of the beam pretty good. But Rick, K4RAB, you're not coming good tonight. I don't know what it is. Might be conditions. But anyway, Dave checked in. It's good to hear him. He appreciates joining the net, and maybe we'll do better next week. So that's it. I'll turn it back to Rick. K4RAB, this is KI4GEZ.
Add comment, AA4JS.
Go ahead.
He did also say that he can hear you. It's a little noisy, but he is able to tell what you're saying and understand. It's just some noisy. And he went ahead and said everybody good night in 73.
Okay, thank you for checking in. All right, next up got on the list is KQ4SCY. George, any further comments?
K4RAB, KQ4SCY. Yeah, a couple of them, I guess. I hope everyone watched the return of our wonderful astronauts. They did a very, very excellent job on videographing the return. I was really, really excited and watching the whole thing. Back in 1969, I believe it was, in upstate New York in the Adirondack Mountains, at a campground with my parents and my family. The people had a black and white television there, and I watched the moon landing. And it was a very, very wonderful experience back then, and it certainly is still to this day. And I want to thank you for having me in here. I think this is my first time. Let me let this drop. Well, I guess we're not on a repeater, so I don't need to let it drop, but I'll let it go just to make sure. Hang on. No, I didn't hear a return beep, so I guess this is different. The gentleman with the YouTube station, Starship Adventures, I'm certainly going to look into that. I've got a few different things that I've been doing. I bought one of those Arrow satellite antennas, and I've been trying to talk to the birds in the sky. I did get one response from the International Space Station, but these things, they don't wait for you to do anything. You know, there's only about a 10-minute window when they go from horizon to horizon, so you better be ready to try to contact them. I'm using two HT radios, one for receive and one for transmit. So I think I've got a pretty nice rig there. At least that's my opinion. Back to you, Rick.
Yeah, okay, George. I remember that day, too. July 20th, 1969. I was sitting right here in Fort Myers, Florida, in fact, in this very house, watching that on, once again, a black and white TV, watching the moon landing. That was quite a day in history. Okay, K2AWS, Al, your turn again.
Okay, K4RIB in the group, K2AWS. I want to say thank you to Ian for doing this relay. Turned on my PC, went to YouTube, went to Starship Adventures, and I was able to hear Dave, WG4K, 100% through your receiver, where I can't hear him at all here. I'd be curious to know what station from Cape Coral that Dave was copying. This is only about 50 watts. This IC7100 antenna's up about 25 feet. But having that remote receiver in North Fort Myers and being able to copy stations that I cannot hear through your YouTube stream, Ian, is a great asset. So I appreciate that. Rick, I highly recommend doing that when you're running net control, because clearly Ian can hear stations that you can't. It's a real asset. So I'm glad I finally made it to the Gabfest, and I will try and do it more often. I have another radio what I think has a little more output power, but it's on the antenna that's in my garage attic. So I'm going to have to see about putting the jumper to switch that over to the antenna up top, and see if I can't increase my range a little bit so people distant from me don't have to listen to silence. And George, yes, this is Simplex, so there is no repeater, there is no timer, and there will be no squelch tail. So say good evening to everybody, and Rick, thank you for taking the net. K4RAB and the group, K2AWS. Good night, all.
Okay, thank you, Al. Yeah, that's one thing I need to use. Probably one of the biggest, best tools I could use if you look at me a couple of 5-foot sections and raise my antenna another 10 feet, maybe 15, maybe I might be able to hear a little better. I'm only about 15, 20 feet up, so I need to raise it up a little bit. This is a 2730 one, 50 watts, so yeah, I've got a 7100 also, great radio. Okay, are there any others who would like to check into the March 20th Cape Coral Gabfest? This is K4RAB Net Control. Please call out.
I would tell you that somebody was talking over you a good portion of that, Rick. So you might ask who just did. I could hear you much better than them.
Okay, another station. Go ahead and try again. This is K4RAB Net Control.
Okay, I thought I'd be faster on the switch, Rick. I was just telling the Cape Coral station that I was copying him very good with an S2 signal. Sometimes it would drop down to an S1, and then sometimes it would peak to an...
This is another instance of, did someone else hear something I did?
This is WG4K.
Okay, WG4K, I'll pass that on to him. Rick, that was WG4K out in, he said he was able to hear one of the, just a little bit of one of the Cape Coral thing, and I'm judging by the one that I heard the best, it was probably a W8KZT. But anyway, he just wanted to let us know that, and he could hear most of you, And again, that was from Gene out in Lehigh. Anyway, I think that's passed on, so I think we've covered everything. So back to you, Rick.
Okay, and thank you for that, John. Anyone else like to check in? Any last-minute check-ins? This is K4REB Net Control. Anybody hear anything I didn't? Okay, hearing none. I guess we'll declare this session of the Cape Coral Gabfest to be closed for this evening. And thank everyone for checking in. And I think Rick said he was going to be net control. The other Rick said he was going to be net control this next week. So anyway, this is K4REB, Cape Coral Gabfest. Be clear. Thank you very much. 73.
K4RIB, KQ4SCY with a comment.
Yeah, go ahead. This is K4REB.
Yeah, I just boosted up my power, maybe so other people at further distance can copy me. But I've been looking at your QRZ website, and I guess you don't use it very much, but that's fine. I do a lot of 10-meter and CW work, so I think I've got 28 countries confirmed, well, 26 confirmed out of 28, so I was just wondering why, well, it doesn't really matter, and it's not any of my business, so anyway, KQ4SCY.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot with QRZ. I guess I need to. It's just another thing to do. So just keep myself busy doing other things. But yeah, that's a great idea. I should write that down and fill that page out. I know I've got something there, but I haven't tried it. So anyway, I use the directory service quite a lot. But anyway, thanks for that, George. And your signal is really strong this last time. Whatever you did, you really boosted it up loud. This is K4REB.
Well, thank you for that. I went from, I guess, 25 watts up to 50 watts. You know, they say not to use as much wattage as you can get by, but I just thought I'd boost it up for this particular time. I'm running an IC 9700 with a, I guess it's something like Comet dual beam, about 20 feet in the air. Over.
Yeah, okay, you got a great signal over here. Are you in Cape Coral?
Yes, sir, I am. Right off of Del Prado, about in the middle of the Cape, just south of Veterans Parkway Bridge.
Okay, you're almost directly west of me then, so yeah, you should have a pretty good signal in here. I'm at the eastern end of the Cape of the Midpoint Bridge, just off McGregor. So I'm right in that area.
Yeah, so you're on the other side of the bridge then. Yeah, Midpoint Bridge, Veterans Bridge, I guess it's called the same thing. Over.
Yeah, I just call it Midpoint Bridge. It comes right in front of my house. I'm on San Marcos.
Yeah, QSO. I can just about see it from my backyard. So, well, I appreciate and thank you for having me in there. I'll catch you next week. And I guess that's it. This is KQ4 Sierra Charlie Yankee, and thanks again. 73 to all.
Well, you're quite welcome. Glad to see you participate in the net, so we appreciate it. And we'll have another one next week. So 73, George, and we'll talk to you later. Let's see. KQ4SCY, this is K4REB, 73.
George, don't forget to come and visit all of us at the swap shop this Saturday.
Yes, I was going to mention that. I'm really going to try to get there. I have it's like a pelican case. I think it's a gator case that a fellow gave me for POTA operation. A fellow named Dave out in Lehigh. And he said that he only wanted to give it to ARS or ACRS members. So it's got lights in it and everything else, but it's a little bit too heavy for me. I think I might bring that along and see who might find it interesting. Back to you.
Yep, you might as well. Tell you what, there might be quite a few people bringing some things this weekend, so be a good time to do a little tailgating there. I think I'm going to bring a few things myself, so hopefully we'll see you there. So, George, KQ4SCY, this is W8KZT.
W8KZT, KQ4SCY. Well, thank you for the invite. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it there. We have a fine group here in our club, so hope to see you there and shake your hand. 73s, everyone have a great night and sleep well. KQ4 Sierra Charlie Yankee. I'll be clear.
Roger that, George. Well, thanks so much. And I'm gonna ask people around down there if you know anybody that's interested, maybe in or as a hobby, would collect any old UHF receivers from back in the wartime. I've got a 1943 issued receiver here, Holocrafters. I think it's an SC29 or something like that. Might be a 27. No, it's an S27. And I'm going to try to get rid of that somehow. It was given to me, and I'd like to pass it on to somebody that might be very interested in it for a very reasonable price, so I can give the guy that gave it to me the money for it. So if you hear anybody looking for something like that, let me know. W8KZT. Good evening.
All right, everybody, I think that was it. That's probably going to be all the traffic, so in just a minute here I'll be discontinuing the stream. Let's see, we've got a bunch of people in. Tim, Navarre, let's see, David was in, so thanks guys for coming in.
WAKZT or WAZKT. I guess I didn't get your call sign correctly. Can you bring that back to me one more time, please? Over.
But anyways, I want to thank everybody for being here. And
sure. It's Whiskey 8 Kilo Zulu Tango, or Whiskey 8 King Zebra Tango.
Yeah, it's...
I got it now. Thank you so much. Oh.
You know, I
don't know what else to
hold on, let me look.
What else to say? I guess my brain is turning to mush. It's getting late in the evening, so... Well, thank you, sir. I'll
NA5B. NA5B. It's that SDR.
10 meters is...
Just look it up. Sort by North America, anyway. And sort by 7 meters, or sort. What am I using over there? 20 meters. Sort by 20 meters, and one of those 5 or 6 that comes up will have that.
East of Aruba, and another contact in
NA5B.
Belarus.
And I find that one to work very well.
So that's a lot of fun on HT. So, all right, I'm getting too long-winded.
What the hell?
Good night, everyone.
What did this thing do? What a pain in the ass.
No problem, George. Nah, right, nobody's too long-winded. Don't worry about that. I was going to mention to you also, back in 1969, I watched that very same landing, and Neil Armstrong was a pretty good guy, and he had a really neat space station there about central Ohio, and you could see it right off of I-75. It's pretty cool. And also he worked at the General Electric Aircraft Engine Group plant right there in Evendale, Ohio, which is just north of Cincinnati, right on 75 also. So he was there for quite some time. I think he retired from there, or I don't think he was still working there when he passed, but he'd worked there for quite some time. So just a little bit of tidbit there. So good evening, and we'll hopefully see you Saturday. W8KZT.
Yeah, if you have a few more minutes to talk, you know, they say back in 1969, their computer with their spaceships was less than a calculator today. And, you know, technology increases by leaps and bounds. You know, I want to say every couple of years, but it seems like every 6 months. You know, look what Elon Musk has done, you know, with space travel. Excuse me anymore. It's just mind-boggling. But it's nice to hear. So, all right, I'll see you guys. 73's KQ4SCY.
Roger that. Well, I'll tell you what, he's a phenomenal person, and I truly believe he is doing everything possible to make this country better and bring us back to great status worldwide. So, all right. Well, great. George, have a great evening. Hope we'll see you Saturday. W8KZT.
Amen on that. Not to get too political, but we needed a change, and a big change, and I think it's coming. So great things are on its way for America. All right, good night, everyone.
Well, amen to that. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, guys, I think that's probably going to be it now. The rare mention of politics on ham radio. It's a lot of the people do not like politics and religion on ham radio, and I'm more of a free speech guy. I like to talk about everything, and Discord is healthy, unless you're a bunch of children or something, I guess. If you want that, go over to Starship After Dark and listen to the 7-2 channel. My God, it's crazy over there. I have to put disclaimers on it and make it 18 or over and put on a different channel just to play it on YouTube.
It's worth it.
But it's worth it because it's a blast, man. It's crazy. By the way, the lower right, that's the Lee County Sheriff's Department chopper.
W4BTJ, W8KZT, quick.
That's what you're seeing there. The upper right is the propagation map. And, of course, there is no tropospheric ducting right now anywhere in the state of Florida. So what we're hearing is ground wave.
QRT.
No help. There's no help here from the atmosphere. All we're getting is ground wave, antenna to antenna. And you have to remember, on ground wave, if you're only at 20 or 30 feet, and the guy you're talking to is only at 20 or 30 feet, once you get out about 20 miles or so, you're over the horizon. Your antennas can no longer see each other, even if there was no trees, because the Earth comes up between them. You don't realize, because this is a big planet, really, you don't realize how quick the Earth will come up between two locations at 20 feet. And it's a really a cool thing to study. You can actually put in, there's several websites out there that will help you figure your propagation pattern, feet versus wattage versus terrain, all that kind of stuff. Really neat stuff out there. All right, is there any last questions before I let you guys go? Please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. If you would go over to my other channel, I'm having a hard time getting subscribers over there. Go over to Starship After Dark and throw a subscribe on there. I'd really appreciate it. The next net I'm carrying for sure is going to be the Loggerhead net at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday evening. But I will probably be carrying several more after this one before that one. So I just don't know yet. It depends on when I'm available. I've got another radio here that's having some transmit problems, but it's got a beautiful screen. And so I'm going to be using it to receive these nets and stuff. So the little digital display there where you can see the front of the radio, that's going to actually change to the front of a Yaesu. I don't know what model it is, but it's got a little spectroscope on the front and everything. It's really cool. So we're going to be upgrading that a little bit coming up on some nets. This one will still be this radio because this is the radio I have to use for this particular net. Most of the other ones I can use the other radio for. Let's see here, and I guess that's about it. There's looks like we got another chopper in the air here. I don't know what's going on. Let's see who this is. Airbus helicopters. That's a private helicopter. Just took off from Page, heading out towards the Barrier Islands.
Ah, who cares?
Yeah. We do a lot of neat things with this radar, the flight tracker here. It's Flight Radar 24. We actually have a paid subscription here in the studio because of all the broadcasting we do. And this gives us real-time tracking. You can do a lot of the same stuff with the free site. Track different planes and choppers. And I'll tell you what, if you're into ham radio and you've never done it before, the Dump 1090 stuff with a little SDR box is a lot of fun. You should check it out. Just type in Dump 1090, DUMP 1090, and it'll come right up. And with a little SDR box and a little antenna you can make yourself, you can actually track aircraft directly yourself, Simplex. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. 7-3 Navarre, 7-3 everybody else that's out there. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, dude. All right, I guess we'll catch everybody later. Check you later. Catch us down the log, maybe on the next adventure. We'll see you next time. KO4 EFS 7-3s.